We need to talk about your Pinterest board from 2016. No, not that one. Or that one. This one. It's filled with photos of massive windows, old wooden floors, arches, built-in shelving, stunning lighting, and why wouldn't it be? It's your frickin' dream. But I also bet the home you live in doesn't look like this. It might one day, but today it looks like this. It's not the furniture or decor that makes these homes feel good, it's the architecture, the materials, and all these subtle details that most rentals just do not come with. But after studying my own dream home board, I found some small ways to recreate the feeling of these spaces without renovating or moving. So in this video, I'm going to walk through 6 things that I see frequently come up on those sort of dream home boards and ideas of how to implement that thing in a way that is renter friendly and achievable in the near future in your life so that we can all start living our dreams now, because, we could die tomorrow. Not to be grim. First up, hardwired sconces. Sconces are cool. Hardwired sconces are even cooler. You're probably not going to hardwire a sconce into your rental apartment. And my solution is not battery-powered cordless sconces. I'll be the first in line to say that I'm willing to sacrifice some of my sanity and energy for things to look cool, but it's not worth it. Like, if you want to use this sconce on a nightly basis to create a sort of atmosphere, it's always going to be dead. You're always going to be recharging it. It'll never be available when you need it. But instead, I would consider another funky thing you can put on your wall that doesn't require wiring because it can actually handle batteries is a wall-mounted analog clock. It won't provide the same lighting as a sconce, but I think it has the same energy. Another option is to just use a wire. It's, I think, better than nothing. Wires aren't so bad after all. And with these pendant lights too, you could consider adding a red wire. Like, lean into the fact that a wire's there. Instead of trying to make it disappear, let it stand out. Number 2. So if you are dreaming of mid-century modern wood paneled interiors, which you are not alone. This was my dream home board for the longest time. I would recommend getting freestanding shelving that works with the architecture of your home. For example, this bookshelf kind of bends around the corner, and a lot of rooms have a corner. Or, if you have a little nook, finding something that fits perfectly into it can give this illusion of built-ins without actually having to screw anything into the wall. Another idea is to get a couple different dressers and bookcases that are the same tone of wood and kind of smushing them together to create this sort of wall of wood effect. And that's what I'm trying to do in my living room. And it definitely cozies up the interiors and gives you that like heavy, warm wood effect without having to actually have wood paneling. If you're into these sort of streamlined modern interiors that have some sort of black leather furniture with stainless steel and modern art and a big arching light, this style can actually work very well in like a white box new build sort of apartment, but it does require very careful curation of a lot of furniture, some of it maybe being quite expensive. My best way I can describe this is just like Silver Lake F-boy vibes. If you're a Silver Lake F-boy, but you can't afford to be, I think I cracked the code on this one. You put a bench on the ground, large scale art on the bench, lamp also on the bench, and then like some coffee table books. And I think that just has the same energy as one of those very swagged out living rooms. And I will say I'm not approving of having this many coffee table books. I think it's unreasonable and hard to believe, but it's an idea. So consider doing that. If you, like me, dream of tile, when you close your eyes, you're not alone. I'm with you on that one. And so I always love these like Zalige full bath tiles. Like, what a cool way to bring a big splash of color into a space. These amazing floor tiles. Obviously, that's not something that you can practically do in a rental. A really good way to get your wiggles out on that one is to tile something. It doesn't have to be a wall. It can be an object, like particularly tiling coffee tables. And I dipped my toe in this for the first time earlier this year, and it was so satisfying. And it really It lets you get in close contact with that beautiful tile that you dream of, and you don't have to buy nearly as much. You can buy a couple square feet instead of, tens of square feet. So I would not be afraid of trying to DIY this, because I do find it's kind of challenging to find the perfect one online. This actual Pinterest photo is what sent me in a spiral, because I wanted to buy this table and I looked everywhere online. I just could not find it. So I ended up buying tile and making a table myself. All I want to do is keep doing this. So also, if you're into the kind of cutesy Delft tile style and you happen to have white tiles in your kitchen or maybe even bathroom, I found this creator called Tulips for the Table, and she came up with this incredible idea. You print whatever you really want on water slide decal paper and then use Mod Podge to attach it to your tile. And then it kind of like tattoos it, but she proves that it comes off with nail polish remover. And I'll link it below because it seems like a fun little experiment. But it looked pretty darn legit, which is why I'm sharing it. If your dream home involves painting trim, which is all the rage right now, like this photo, these photos, might I recommend just doing it? Just do it. It's not that big a deal. Even in a new build where it would look like this, consider just pissing somebody off. You can paint it back before you move out. I think painting in a rental is fine, but it definitely depends on your situation. So if there's, no way in hell you can do that, might I suggest this? Hear me out. I know this isn't a wall, but I think it scratches the same itch. There are cool textiles, things to use in your kitchen that have this sort of trim-esque contrast, and I think it looks really beautiful. So maybe explore scratching that itch in a different way. If you have a serger, you can DIY these napkins. If you're dreaming of stained glass, which is definitely me, I found these photos from my own dream home board, and often you see it in like a Craftsman or mid-century modern style house. Pajagi patchwork curtains can definitely have the same effect and be very stylish. You can buy them or make them. And you can also bring small chunks of stained glass in your life in other ways. Like if there's option to hang it in the windowsill, buy a lamp made of stained glass, or even a little nightlight. I think a lot of these ideas touch on my dream home board specifically. But I think if I implemented all of these, my home would be 10x more magical. If you have other things on your dream home board, let me know what they are. And maybe I can make a part 2 to this where I give other ideas based on other people's dream homes and not just my own. I really like the idea of trying to implement some part of your dream now, just through getting creative and scrappy, not necessarily by spending heaps and heaps of money. And if you enjoy hanging out in the backyard and talking about design with me, consider subscribing.